Evolution of alcohol laws. The legal landscape regarding the liability of restaurants and bars for intoxicated patrons who harm third parties has significantly evolved throughout time. This video will go through a journey throughout time showing just how much the legal laws towards intoxicated drivers, restaurants, bar owners, and workers have changed. In early common laws, no laws were put in place to punish tavern owners nor bartenders. The early 19th century is also regarded as the golden age of alcohol due to several key factors that fueled the production, consumption, and cultural significance of alcohol beverages during this time. Judges began to place limited liability on tavern owners due to noticing that there had been an extensive amount of impaired drivers' behaviors throughout the century. In the early 19th century saw the emergence of growth of the temperance movement, particularly in the United States and Europe. This movement, driven by concerns over social and moral impacts of alcohol, sought to reduce alcohol consumption, ultimately led to calls for stricter regulations on alcohol sales. In the mid 20th century, this marked the era of historical milestones for the alcohol industry. Amendment 21 to the Constitution was ratified on December 5, 1933. It repealed the previous 18th Amendment, which was established a nationwide ban on the manufacture, sale, and transportation of alcohol within the United States, also known as the Prohibition time. The Illinois Drum Shop Act, 1934, one of the first statutes to impose liability of establishments for serving alcohol to intoxicated individuals who cause harm to third parties. California Business and Professional Code 25602, 1955, which was later amended in 1978, initially provided immunity to alcohol vendors, but was amended following the landmark caused case by Bernhard versus Harris Club 1976. A New York General Obligation Law 11101 Drum Shop Act 1961 codified the liability of alcohol serving establishments for business caused by their intoxicated patrons. Kelly versus Gwinnell 1984, the New Jersey Supreme Court extended liability to social hosts who serve alcohol to visibly intoxicated guests who subsequently cause harm. Florida Statutes 768.125, 1980, limited liability to cases where alcohol is served to minors or persons habitually addicted to alcohol. The Texas Alcohol Beverage Code 2.02, 1987, established clear liability for serving alcohol to obviously intoxicated individuals who then causes harm. Commonwealth and Kaverick 2007, the court held that the social host who provides alcohol to minors can be held criminally liable if a minor subsequently causes harm. Many people may ask, what are drum shop laws? Drum shop laws are able to be broken down into 3 segments. However, the overall of drum shop laws are the state statutes that impose liability on establishments serving alcohol for harm caused by their intoxicated patrons. These laws vary by state but generally include elements such as liability for serving intoxicated persons, liability for serving minors, third and first party claims. For liability of serving intoxicated persons, the general rule means the establishment can be held liable if they serve alcohol to a visibly intoxicated person who is subsequently causes harm to a third party. Serving an intoxicated patron must be shown proof in court in order to directly link between the service of alcohol and the cause of harm. Liability for serving minors. There is a strict liability in serving minors. Many drum shop laws impose strict liability on establishments that serve minors, regardless of whether the minor appears intoxicated. Serving alcohol to minors often results to harshness penalties and greater liability. First and third person claims. In a first person claim, these involved intoxicated persons suing the establishment of their own injuries, such as claims that are often limited or bared. Third party claims. These, these involve third parties, victims of drunk driving accidents, suing the establishment. These claims are more common and widely accepted in the courts. Modern day trends and developments have become immense across the United States. Training programs that are mandatory, such as responsible beverage service, RBS training, was put in place by many states to educate employees on the risk and legal responsibility associated with alcohol service. Technological solutions such as ID verification increase the use of technology to verify the age and identity of patrons to prevent underage drinking. Monitoring and tracking. The use of digital systems to monitor patrons' behavior to prevent overservice of alcohol have been put in place in many taverns across the United States as well. Public awareness campaigns, such as every 15 minutes, have been put in place at many high schools around prom time to show children, well, young adults, just how much alcohol and driving can impact the lives around them. From scenarios such as the driver and an impaired driver getting in a crash, killing one another, as well as an impaired driver killing an innocent patron. These programs were put in place to show underage children that drinking and driving is a big thing and should not be done, even if you were to drink at such a young age. While drum shop laws are primarily state based, certain federal regulations also impact the hospitality industry. Americans with Disability Act, also known as ADA, ensure that establishments are accessible to individuals with disabilities, indirectly affecting how they manage their service of alcohol. Health and safety regulations, such as OSHA, also known as the Occupational Safety and Health Administration, set standards to ensure safe working conditions, including the hospitality industry. The modern legal framework for restaurant and bar liability for intoxicated patrons who harm third parties is complex interplay of state specific drum shop laws, case law persistence, and federal regulations, notably ensuring public safety, responsible alcohol service, and a balance between guest satisfaction and prevention of horrific events occurring.